Hey, what's up everyone? Today I'm doing Traceback from HackTheBox. This was an easy Linux box created by XH4H. After our initial scan, we find a defaced web page, and after some googling, we find a web shell hosted on the box. From there, we can get a full shell, so we don't have to mess around in the web shell. And we pivot to the sysadmin user after finding a bash history file and verifying that we can run similar commands as another user with sudo -l. And for root, we find a writable message of the day that's run as root, and we can trigger that with an SSH login. But let's get started. Okay, we start this box off with nmap, sv, sc, oa, put it in the nmap directory, and the box name is Traceback, and the IP address is 10.10.10.181. I've already run this, so let's take a look at the output. And we just see port 22 and port 80 open. So let's go check out port 80. And we just see that this site has been owned. I have left a backdoor for all the net, so maybe we're looking for some kind of shell or something else that whoever owned the box could have left there. And we see a comment that says some of the best web shells that you might need. So this is the box creator. So if we go and look at his GitHub, we can see if there is any repository that has to do with shells. And we see a web shell repository, and we see a bunch of web shells here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna grab this, and clone it, and then I'm gonna change into the directory, and I'm just gonna ls and then get rid of this one. So we'll grep -v readme and put that in a file called shell list, and then we'll move that back. And we can see, so we have the shell list there. So what I'm going to do is for I in cat shell list, we'll do echo URL I, and so that's going to go through and loop through each of these and echo what's in there, and then we'll curl http 10.10.10.181/I, which is pretty much each one of these, and it'll go through and we'll see the response for each of these, and then we'll just be done. So we'll go, oh, that's just echoing. I didn't close out the quotes. Okay, so we'll close out the quotes and then we'll run this again. Oh, I need another quote here. I see what I did. Okay, and we can see all these not founds, and we saw something that wasn't a not found. So going back and looking up, it looks like this URL, smevk.php. This is the title. So let's go check that out. And we can see a web shell. So we'll just try admin, and that gets us logged into this web shell here. So it looks like we might be able to change directories, make a directory, execute code. So who am I? And we can see that we are web admin. So let's try to execute a reverse shell. So we can just try to execute PHP. We'll just go over to pentest monkey. Grab a reverse shell and test it out. And we can try this PHP one since we know it's on the box. Okay, and my IP address is 10.10.14.34. Okay, and I'll set up a netcat listener on 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll try to run this and see what happens. And it looks like we get a shell back on the box. So from here, we can maybe see if we have Python. Python not found. Maybe we have Python 3. We do, so we could do Python 3 -c import pty.spawn bin bash, and this will just get us a better shell in the box. So now you can see we have a cleaner shell. So from here we can hit Control-Z, stty raw -echo, type foreground, hit enter twice, and now we have tab completion. So can we clear? Can't clear, so we'll just export term equals xterm, or screen probably, I'm in tmux, so okay, and then there. So now we have a better shell. Okay, so from here, what can we do? We can go to home and see what other users are on the box, and we see sysadmin and webadmin. We are currently webadmin, so we'll go into the webadmin directory and look, and we will see a bash history file that is not empty and a note. So let's take a look at the note. It says, I have left a tool to practice Lua. I'm sure you know where to find it. Contact me if you have any questions. And we'll look at the bash history file. So what is in here? We see an ls-la, sudo -l, nano privs.lua, sudo -u sysadmin. So maybe we can run things as sysadmin, and it looks like this is the tool to practice Lua that was left for us. So if we ran sudo -u sysadmin home sysadmin levit, we get a REPL. So it's probably a Lua REPL. So we might be able to do things like os.execute who am I, and it'll say sysadmin. So from here, maybe we can os.execute bin bash and see what happens. And it looks like we drop into the sysadmin user shell. So now we're sysadmin. So I believe if we went to our home directory, we can read user.txt. Okay, and so now looking for ways to privesc. What do we have in the home directory? Looks like we have an SSH directory. So just to make a checkpoint, you could go into the SSH directory, and from here we have authorized keys. So I could SSH keygen an SSH key, and we'll just hit enter, and we'll call it sysadmin RSA, no passphrase, and then we can cat sysadmin rsa.pub, and we can copy this and put it into authorized keys. That line wrap looks terrible, but the whole thing is echoed, and I'm just using this to append it. And then, so now if I tried to SSH with the ID sysadmin at 10.10.10.181, yes, I want to continue, and it looks like we get logged in as sysadmin. But we also see this, owned by XH4H. I guess stuff could have been configured better, and this is a message of the day. So coming up here, we could look at Etsy message of the day. I'm not sure. I thought it was an Etsy. So I use the locate command, and it's an update motd. Okay, so cd etsy update motd. And in here, if we look, we can see these are owned by root, but writable by sysadmin. So if we came into or if we looked in each of these to see which one of these is being run whenever we logged in, we could just grep case or grep recursively for owned. And we'll just do case insensitive. Guess that doesn't work. Owned like that. We don't see anything in here. Okay, so maybe it's not in here. So coming back, if we see we look at everything and then look for motd. Ah, it's gotta be in there, huh? Okay, so update motd. We'll look at the header. Oh, we see this here. So this might be coming from somewhere else. I can't spell owned correctly. I'm pretty sure we already did this. Yeah, okay, so it's not in there. But we do see this, so that might be executed with the header. So looking in, we could echo who am I? Like this. Yeah, okay, so then that actually echoes this, because if I didn't have that escape character, it would just say echo sysadmin. So we want this, and we can put it in that header. So then, if we log back in, it'll tell us that we're root. So if we came in here and did a reverse shell, like we did here, and we put that into the file, we might get a reverse shell back as root. So coming over here, we'll change the IP to 10.10.14.38 or 14.34. Copy this. Set up a netcat listener on 1234. Oh, whoops. I just ran it instead of typing echo. So here, we'll just get out of this. And then we will hit the up arrow, Control A to go to the beginning of the line, echo that, hit enter a couple times, clear it up. And so now we can see when we echo it, it's echoing what we want. So we can put that into the file. I know it looks bad. I think that line wraps are messed up. So I'm going to append this to 00-header and then set up my netcat listener, exit this, SSH back in, and hopefully we get a shell. We didn't get a shell. So let's try it again. Not getting a shell. So if we cat 00 header, what do we see? It looks like it got cleared out, so we'll try it again. Cat 00 header. It's in there, so then we'll exit, Log back in. Still no shell. Is it still in there? It's still in there. Huh. Okay, so we could try a different reverse shell. It does seem to clear out pretty quickly. So over here, and I suppose we could try the bash one. Let's see if this works on a regular shell. Ten, 14, 34. And then it's the port, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 0, 1. Okay, so it doesn't like that. So bash shell's not gonna work. The PHP shell works, so it's interesting that it doesn't work from here. Maybe we could just try netcat. $14.34. Oh, I need a port number. $14.34. No, we'll do 10sh 10.10.14.34 1, 2, 3, 4. Invalid option -e. So we can try this one. Which is 10.14.34 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it dev null? Temp F. Oh, I should have known that. Okay, so that netcat one works, so we can try that. So we'll exit this, set up our listener again. Echo this into 00 header, SSH back in, and we get a shell back. So it just didn't like the PHP shell. We run PHP. Oh, it doesn't like that. Okay, so we're gonna run that shell one more time. And we'll SSH back in. And we get our shell back. So from here, who am I? root.text, and we can read it. So that's pretty much the box. I am interested real quick to see why it didn't like the PHP. So I'm just gonna bring these up and we'll try running reverse shell as root. With PHP. Come back and change the IP. 10.10.14.34. And we'll see if that works. And it does work, so that's really interesting. I'm not sure why it's not working whenever it's run from the message of the day, but it does. PHP does seem to work. If we tried it one last time from here by echoing it into Oh, it might be the quotes. If I echo this, what happens? No, so that should be correct. So I just need to write echo this. Into 0, 0 header. Run my netcat listener. SSHN. Oh, it must have disappeared. Do it one more time. Huh. Yeah, so that's really interesting. It doesn't seem to work from here. But yeah, anyway, so the netcat shell worked, which is why it's good to have multiple options. That's pretty much the box. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next week.